Good day, everyone. Today, I will discuss the session 12 of the Service Culture course entitled Asian Service Expectations. Every race has a different culture. Thus, customer service across regions also differs. In this session, you'll be able to understand the service expectations of customers located in the Asian region, and also to discuss the best practices when dealing with Asian customers. Let us start by defining what is diversity. Diversity is a quality or state of having many different forms, types, ideas, and many more. When we say diversity, it covers a whole lot of things, including culture, values, traditions, and beliefs. Diversity takes place when there is an interaction between people. After knowing the definition of the word diversity, let us now proceed to its factors. Factors of diversity includes processes and areas in everyday operations within a service organization that may enable or hinder positive changes resulting from a support of a diverse workforce. In all things, there are always two forces that contradict with one another. The first one is the enabler, or the one which enables or support, and the other one is a barrier, or the one which stops, prevents, or hinders. What consists of the enablers? This includes the commitment by board and top management, prior experience, needs assessment and planning, assigned staff member, diversity committee, broad involvement, consultants, resources, training, focus on cultural competence, changes in attitude, effective communication, efforts to recruit and retain a diverse workforce, volunteers, vendors, change in policy, and change in the community. All in all, these factors support diversity because they encourage collaboration within an organization. Let's proceed to the benefits of diversity. 1. Full utilization of the organization's human resources. 2. Reduce interpersonal conflict among employees of all backgrounds as cultural competence increases. 3. Enhance work relationships based on mutual respect and along with increased knowledge of multicultural issues. 4. Shared organizational vision and increased commitment. 5. Greater innovation and flexibility as more employees participate in decision-making and problem-solving teams. 6. Better and more creative problem-solving. 7. Improve productivity as less energy is spent managing interpersonal conflict or cultural clashes. These benefits speak about the resources, employees' relationship, organizational goals, and future developments. Next is business culture. Let's take a look at the business culture of the Philippines.
Meet John, like you. He's an entrepreneur in Philippines. And like you, John struggles with loss in business. And John realized the problem is because cultural difference. John is a Malaysian. He is a successful businessman in Malaysia, but not in Philippines. Philippines is an archipelagic country in Southeast Asia, situated in the Western Pacific Ocean, and it needs 3 hour and 30-minute flight duration from Malaysia to reach there. Manila is the capital and chief city of the Philippines. John did not think of the culture of the country is different with his own country. Let's talk about the main language of Philippines. Their main language are Filipino and English. Communication is important for the development of an organization. It is something which helps the manager to perform the basic functions of management, planning, organizing, motivating, and in Philippines, some of the Eastern traditions have survived and still play a key role in everyday company exchange. Family have always been very important in Filipino culture and still are today. Many of the local businesses are family owned and operated. These cause business relationships to be more personal than in other countries. Business structures in Philippines are logically hierarchical, and the executive generally make the big decision, but in the culture of Philippines, you are expecting to treat others politely, especially in the workplace. During a meeting or conversation, avoid talk of religions, politics, or other negative topics. Instead, talk about friends and family. Saving face of another is an important factor in both personal and business dealing. Never attempt to expose or ridicule a Filipino publicly. Self-esteem is important and arguing never profits in meeting. The issue that faced by John is red tape issue. Citizens in the Philippines have faced significant difficulties in receiving prompt and efficient service from government departments and agencies. For example, in order to start a business in Philippines, they had to complete 11 individual procedures and wait for at least 48 days for government approval. Another issue that faced by John is poor public utility service. Entrepreneurs are continuously annoyed by the brownouts and slow internet connection. These poor service do not only destroy the efficiency of their business operation, but also cause them a lot of stress. The main stakeholder that was affected by the cultural issue is community. As the red tape issue affects the whole community in the country, every citizen will face long delay from the government, and this long delay will common to all ministries that provide service to citizens, from supplying business permits to issuing a driving license. Another stakeholder that was affected to the culture issue are investors. In the 2017 World Bank ranking for the ease of doing business in the Philippines was ranked 99 out of 190. Investors face a lot of risk to invest in Philippines as Philippines is a heavy corruption country. Investors might need to bribe government officials to speed up the process. Lastly, the affected stakeholders are suppliers. Philippines is one of the slowest internet connection speeds across the Asia Pacific. This affects suppliers such as network storage providers. They are restricted by the speed limit on providing a smooth and delicate service to their customers. After understanding the culture of the local, John now has become a very successful entrepreneur in the Philippines.
Customer relations management. In a culturally sensitive environment, we open our doors to more customers from all parts of the globe. Representing clients and the organization thus allows us to create value per vote. Soft skills in the areas of personal, social, and cultural competency create emotionally mature individuals in more responsive service organizations. Values and leadership. Embracing diversity requires a lot more than leveraging values and competencies like self-awareness, self-regulation, integrity, kindness, negotiation, responsiveness, leadership, accountability, respectfulness, and resilience. In our previous lesson, to be an effective team leader, you need to know yourself more and have control over your emotions. It requires people working side by side. In short, collaborations is greatly needed. In a growing and more mature organization, this is all about getting controllers, thinkers, dreamers, doers, organizers, team builders, etc., to reach the goals that make an organization the best. Equality and diversity statements. Equality, leading to the creation of a fair society that welcomes participation and provides an opportunity for people to reach their full potential. Diversity refers to differences. In a culturally competent workplace, to live this combination means empowering everyone who is part of the organization. Many companies from Europe, North America, South Korea, and Japan have operations in Asia's developing countries to take advantage of its abundant supply of cheap labor and relatively developed infrastructure. An example of this are the BPO companies in the Philippines, which has a lower rate than other countries. Asia differs widely among and within its regions with regard to ethnic groups, cultures, environments, economics, historical ties, and government systems. In contrast to Europe, Asia is the largest and most culturally diverse of the continents and does not exactly correspond to the cultural borders of its various types of constituents. Population and general demographics.
It has long been recognized that this century belongs to Asia.
Asia Pacific has been the fastest economic growth region in the world. That would remain the case for the next many years. However, demographic changes in this part of the world are also going to be extremely profound, which would affect both economic growth and policy making significantly.
Not only are we ageing, but healthcare costs rise faster than other costs, and government budgets are really quite stretched. That says your most vibrant set of growth cluster opportunities will be private sector selling to older consumers.
How to overcome the problems coming from this aging population or declining population is very important opportunities.
By 2030, India is expected to add about 250 million people to the job market. And as disposable incomes increase, the offshoot of that will be a corresponding increase in consumption demand. This is to say that a booming demographic dividend has provided India with a massive market of consumption opportunities.
3 takeaways. People power is ultimately everything. People. Watch where demographics are headed. Second, where they are headed will tell you the fastest growing market will be the over 65s in Asia. Be ready to sell to them. And finally, nation by nation, the next decade and beyond will be the story of India. We're about to see a half century of Indian impact on the world economy.
The consumer market. According to market researchers, Asian consumer markets offer exciting growth opportunities as viewed by Western multinationals. Another one is according to the Economic Intelligence Unit. Customer service excellence is a long tradition in Asia, but consumer expectations and corporate standards are evolving rapidly. Thai customers value courteous informed staff much more than South Korean or Malaysian consumers, while 62% of Chinese respondents in a survey by the Economist Intelligence Unit or the EIU said they'd immediately switch brands if they received poor service compared to under 25% in India. Service expectations. Service standards are rules of engagement for providing customer service that often cross the boundaries of geographic location, race, and creed. Other findings of Economic Intelligence Unit or the EIU in terms of customers' expectations. Price is no longer the only factor in purchasing decisions. Rising expectations are driven by information and competition, not income, suggesting that expectations even in lower-income countries will rise quickly. Customer service, like products, should be tailored to individual markets. Call center service is fine if done well. The emphasis on online communication may be misplaced. Foreign firms can compete on service. As the world becomes more advanced, the customer's expectation on services also becomes advanced. The 3Ds of excellent customer experience. This includes the design, deliver, and the develop. If an organization will achieve these three in giving services to its customers, then customers might experience an excellent service overall.